You guys, I'm traumatized because I already recorded this reading only to finish it and find out that it hasn't been recording. So I might have to take a small pause, about a quarter in, halfway through or something, to just make sure this is recording, because reading takes a lot out of me, and having to do it twice is not great. Let's just put it that way. All right, guys. I'm just a little annoyed, that's all. All right, welcome to the weekly intuitive card reading. My name is Justine. I don't know if I introduced myself, but that is my name. And basically, I do the reading for the week. This is November 4th through 10th. Please like this video. Please share this video with anybody that needs to hear the energies of the week. What else do I have to say? Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. And like I said, I apologize if I have to pause a quarter through, halfway through, whatever it actually is. I just want to make sure I'm actually recording this, because I'll tell you this, I'm not doing it a third time, that's for sure. So yes. Okay guys, I'm not going to pretend I don't know what the reading is. Let's just say it's going to be a good week, but let's begin so you guys can actually hear it too. All right, we have the Seeker. This one came in the shadow. Inability to commit to a path once found. So right off the bat, it's confusion energy, trying to, a lack of clarity, trying to find a path, trying to move down a path. Like you have a lot of options, and that's a really positive thing, because it feels like we've been in scarcity, stuck mode for a really long time. So having this energy of lots of options, lots of things to do, lots of paths to go down, is really great and a nice change for us. So this doesn't necessarily, it's under the Seeker, so this isn't saying to pick a path necessarily. So don't feel pressured to do so. You can explore the different paths, okay? That's okay. But it might lead to a lack of commitment. It may be in your best interest to maybe not commit to something this week until you're absolutely sure. But there is an exploration type energy coming through with this, but we do need to, there are a lot of options, so it could give us like analysis paralysis basically, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing, and we do get more on this as we go along, so let's just move on to the next one. Action needed, we have Guardian Angel, you're not alone. If you guys haven't checked out the monthly reading for November, you know that the main energy from there was really connecting to more like-minded people, communities, tribes, families, that kind of thing. We need to stop feeling like we have to do everything alone. We're moving to more community-based partnerships, tribes, things like that. So connecting to people is in your best interest, and it's under action needed. So go out and do it. This could also mean that we might be feeling lost within ourselves, meaning lonely within ourselves. Loneliness can mean that we're in desperate need of ourselves. So connecting to our higher self, connecting to a higher power is could also mean this as well. Can mean both, okay? But we might have to get out into the world and really connect with, again, more like-minded people. Issue to the state. Okay, this is how I explained it before. This is the card of flow and alignment. So things are a little rocky. Okay, so that means that there are some obstacles here. The opposite of flow is force. So you might be feeling like you're forcing things. Don't put too much weight on it, okay? We can't always be in flow and alignment, because here's a secret. When we feel like we're forcing things, then that gives us an indication of what's not for us. So it's usually a blessing. So look at it as a blessing here, but also too, you're not committing to a path necessarily right now. You're in an exploration phase. All right, it feels like that's what's going on this week. So if things aren't smooth, that's fine. If you're not in alignment, you're not in flow, that's fine. Pay attention to when you're not, okay, like I said. So definitely pay attention to that. It's not a bad thing. You can't always be in flow and alignment. Yes, of course, we would love to be, but I don't care how intuitive you are. You can go down, you can start getting misaligned with things that you're doing, and then, that's how you realize it, when you feel like you're forcing and you're exhausted and you have to give up. I know you guys out there, most of you guys have been maybe in a relationship like that, where you keep trying to make it work, and you're like trying to, squeeze what do they say? A square peg in a round hole. It ain't working. All right. And so it's always a blessing. That's why it's never necessarily negative when we're not in alignment, because even the misaligned path will bring us to alignment. So it's not ever like a bad thing. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. All right, we have mentor. Okay, this one came in the shadow, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. All right, this is about not feeling like we are ready to fly by ourselves, where we feel like we still need the training wheels, and that's okay. It's under challenge, so it feels like we're not ready to necessarily do that. Maybe you started a new job and you're in training, you don't feel ready yet. Yeah, this is about not feeling ready, and that's okay. Again, not a bad thing, not a negative thing. So it's okay if you need extra help this week. You still need the mentor. You don't feel like you're completely on your own, and that's okay. So keep learning what you need to learn. What needs to change? Spring. Oh wait, guys, let me just make sure this is still recording, so I'm not just talking to myself. It is still recording. Yay. Okay, what's to change? Spring. See your seeds grow. This is about planting the seed. You've heard that term before, I'm sure, that saying before. So this is really about the things that you've invested in, the things that you have planted, the things that you have nurtured. They're actually coming to fruition and actually growing. So you're going to see your process this week. That's what's changing. You can actually physically, tangibly see how you have changed. Okay, maybe you don't react the same way to situations and you've seen that you've grown, or you're on a weight loss journey and you've been eating and exercising, and this week you can actually physically see the numbers on the scale go down, or whatever it actually is. There's some type of change that you're actually seeing from something you started a while ago. So things are coming to fruition, and that's really great. All right, round and round. Okay, round and round is about doing the same things over and over again. It's very different from another card that we have in the deck. Sometimes it alludes to it, but sometimes it doesn't. And this is the time that it doesn't. It's not a negative thing, like saying it's not, this is more about repetition. This is about routine. This is about discipline. This is about continuously doing something. And so the focus, so maybe you are on a weight loss journey, so continue to keep up and continue to be disciplined and do those things that are working, because something is clearly working. But routine is really important this week to really keep us in line, achieve our goals, etc., etc. So continue to do that, focus on that. What do we need to reflect on? Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So the reflect is really about introspection. Sometimes a good journal prompt comes out through here if you guys journal out there. So this is really thinking about humor, healing, levity in really hard situations. This one is a stretch, but, and again, I hope I don't offend anybody or anything, but sometime this week you find levity in a really hard situation that you've been going through. Like you can finally laugh at yourself about it, or laugh at the situation. I know that might sound really, really hard while you're going through it, or I don't know. There are some things in my life that I still don't find funny that maybe have happened like 15 years ago. So, and maybe not funny, but again, that word levity, like you can find some irony maybe in the situation or something like that. So reflect on that. That'll look different for everybody. Responsibilities. So your responsibilities are to connect with your emotions. So connect with your emotions. Don't pretend they don't exist. Don't suppress them. Do not hide them in any way. Okay, especially if it's with other people as well. Yeah, there's not too much more I can say about that. Let's not pretend we don't have feelings. You have to feel to heal, and it's your responsibilities to do that this week. So something might come up, so just let it out. Okay, let it out. Okay, money and finances. Be flexible. Okay, so this is great. I know we had the seeker up here where it said we had many options, maybe opportunities. This is good for money, finances, and career, because it's saying we are flexible. And honestly, like that, I don't know if you guys have noticed this in your lives, but I notice when I am when I'm the most open to things. Wait, how do I say this? When I'm the most, let me say it this way. When I'm the most open to things, that's when you have the most options, right? When you're very, very strict on something, there's not too many options, right? Because it's kind of like a needle in a haystack kind of situation. So the fact that flexible is coming up when we have that seeker card in the shadow, it makes sense, because it's saying we are flexible. we can do option A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, etc. Right? We're that flexible. So there's something here that we can be adaptable with. And again, it's not a bad thing, but it makes sense why we have all of these options in front of us and we feel like any one of them could work for us. Any one of them are possible. And it's coming up in money, finance, and career, and that's a good thing because it might have something to do with career. But again, I do feel like the seeker is really more overall as well. But again, flexible is coming up in money, finances, and career. Surprise, surprise. Samaritan. Okay, I didn't explain this last time really well, so let me try again. Samaritan, shadow, exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. This is basically just saying that make sure your intentions are in the right place with the things that you do. And the fact that it's under surprise is that we might be surprised at what our intentions actually are, especially since we've been doing this for a long time. I was getting the word longevity before, and I'm still getting it. So longevity, like something that you've been doing for a long time just might surprise you that you're not necessarily doing it for the reasons that you want to be doing them. That could be something to reflect on. All right, guys, time out so I can check to make sure. Yes, we're still recording. Okay, awesome. Can you tell I'm paranoid? All right, we have friends. Let me move this beautiful rose quartz. Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. Okay, so friend group, you can be doing something with friends. This is, again, going to the You're Not Alone card, connecting with people. What's a better way to connect with people than what you're passionate about? So find something that you're passionate about and go in that direction, especially it has something to do with friends, making friends. Pick a cause. Guys, there's so many things wrong with this world right now. Pick something that interests you, and it doesn't even have to be like a social cause. It could also be knitting or playing Scrabble professionally or board games or something actually fun. I always go to the social justice part of things, and especially since we have a weird in the U.S. we have an election coming up this week, so my mind automatically goes there. But this is really about what fires you up, right? And that could be fun. Like it could be fun. Like you just might be passionate about God, what's the board game, everybody? Catan? Is that a thing? Guys, don't judge me. Whatever you're passionate about, go for it. It's basically my summary right here, okay? And it's going to be really great to connect with friends in that way. Really positive, and again, very positive for the loneliness thing going on up here. Yeah. Okay. Romantic connection. We have message in a bottle. This is great communication. Not too much more to say here. So really positive for your romantic connections. Really good for single people that want to be dating. There's really good communication this week. Very clear, concise, and direct communication, and that's always positive especially in a intimate relationship. All right, guys, what's important? Servants. This one came in the light. Delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. It's kind of the same thing I was saying here with surprise. So this is saying, make sure that you are in service. Anything that you're doing in service of others is definitely coming from a place of, wanting to do it from your heart and soul. Not necessarily doing it out of obligation. Not necessarily doing it because you want a reward. You want that appreciation. You want that recognition. Like whatever it actually is, just make sure that we're just checking the intentions of what we're doing this week in general. And honestly, that's good advice, period. Just making sure that we're doing the things that we want to be doing. That could also help with flow. Okay, intention helps with flow. So, so check that. Not too much more I can say there. Health and wellness. Yeah, so I wasn't surprised when I saw this. Direction Guardian, choose your path. I'm not shocked that we have a card that says we need to, so basically we have chaotic energy coming through here, okay? And chaos is the opposite of alignment up there. So we're having issues with flow and alignment. The opposite of flow is force. The opposite of alignment is chaos, okay? So this is saying everything's all over the place. And we already know that from the Seeker card. We already know we have plenty of options. We already know that things are opening up for us like they've never opened up before. And the fact that it's under health and wellness is really positive. Again, this comes through here. These two are connected here, so it could be money, finance, and career, but also whatever journey that you've been on. I mentioned a weight loss journey. Okay, so maybe you have a bunch of options to go. Maybe you have Ozempic, maybe good old-fashioned, diet and exercise, or the keto diet, or, what, you've got tons of options to losing weight, right? And maybe it's, again, what you can have, that's the quote unquote shadow of the seeker, right? Is that, you have too many options and it can be overwhelming, right? And so, and give us an analysis paralysis, and it could give us, a non-committal type energy, right? And so, and that's okay. This is just saying, look at all the options. It's kind of the same energy it's giving out. Okay. And so you have options, and that's good. Guys, I know sometimes people are saying, and I get this a lot with passion actually too, and purpose. Like people say, oh my gosh, I have so many things kind of going on that feels purposeful to me, that I feel passionate about. And I kind of, I have like the shiny object syndrome. I'm kind of all over the place, et cetera, et cetera. I totally understand that. And that could be daunting. It's frustrating. It can be very frustrating. But the fact that we're, like most of you guys, I feel from the collective, are coming from a place of scarcity, coming from a place of being pigeonholed, coming from a place of not having options, in this case, it feels way better than that, okay? It's definitely the better thing to be experiencing. And so that's what it's saying here, right? Things are opening up for you, and that's a positive. Now it's just about making a decision. But again, it doesn't feel like a decision needs to be made this week. All right, overall outcome. Okay, never ending story. So this is the card I was talking about with round and round. That's similar type energy, but not exactly. But never ending story is about doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So this is basically saying, I'll be honest with you, this whole reading, wait, I have to do a check to make sure. Yes, we're still recording. I'm paranoid. This is really, the whole reading is, in my opinion, really good energy, okay? It's coming through pretty positively. This is the only one that feels like, look, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different life is not going to move you forward in life in general. And so it's great to have all these options, but make sure we don't go backwards, because all of these options should be about moving forward. And they might be, but if there's something in there, if path D, for example, you have path A, B, C, D, E, F, G, is something that puts you backwards in life. That, maybe path D would be to stay at this job that you're miserable at, or something like that. That is the thing that you don't necessarily want to be doing. So basically, Spirit is saying, yes, you have all these options, you have all these different directions that you can go in. Just make sure you actually go in one of them. Make sure you're actually moving, right? Again, the decision and the move doesn't have to be this week. But that is some food for thought, right? That's what Spirit is saying. So make sure you're actually doing something different. Just make sure it's different. That's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it. That word different. Make sure it's a different path. Don't make sure it's not the same. Okay? That's what it's saying here, that overall outcome. And such a great message to end with here. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry if I sped through it, but this was my second time reading. So I kind of knew everything, and it was very easy to regurgitate the information and the energy. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I think it's looking good. Like I said, I'm getting nothing but positive energy from it. Even though something might come in upside down or in the shadow, it doesn't mean it's a negative thing. We can always find the light in the shadow and things. And again, shadow doesn't mean bad. Dark doesn't mean bad, quote unquote bad. But we've got some good energies kind of coming through here. And that's it. I don't know how else to end this, but have a wonderful week. And guys, I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but please, down below, comments, questions, concerns, feedback is always welcomed. And I always love to hear how these energies resonate with you or how they manifest in your life. I read for you guys, for the collective. So I'm always curious. So, all right, guys, thank you so much and have a great week. Bye.